He moved her to Atlanta on back page Sumner, South Carolina, then North Carolina, then he sold her in Richmond, Virginia. Put on heroin and cocaine. At 16 years old, heroin and cocaine. Do anybody know what that is? Okay, that's a bad drug that nobody wants to be on. Those are bad drugs, illicit drugs that don't nobody should touch. They're deadly drugs. So we went looking for her, and we got a call from the police saying that we had 24 to 48 hours. We had 24. Tell her to come on with this, sir. We had 24 to 48 hours to get to Richmond, Virginia, or a warrant would be issued for my arrest for her being found out of state. I had to go to Richmond, Virginia. I had to stand in front of a judge, and the judge asked me what was my baby doing. What was my baby doing out of state? And I said, I don't know. And you know what the judge did? They didn't want to let her go. She was in juvenile detention center. That's it. The attorney went to the back and talked to the judge. They finally let her go. I went over to the detention center and saw her. When I saw her, she was like this. You know how them taking movies is with the girl that's everywhere, all over the place? That's how I was. I was looking at her, and I was like, what's wrong? She was like, why did you come look for me? And I said, what do you mean, why did you come look for me? She said, I didn't want you to find me. Because at that point, he had already made her establish that she was his girlfriend. But he just left her and sold her to somebody else. But she's still thinking in her head, it's called Stockholm Syndrome. When people put in your head that you in love with them. You get what I'm saying? So, we got her home, put her in the hospital a whole year. She never received the help she needed. Stayed in the hospital a whole year, the mental facility. Going from Children's Hospital. She went from Children's to UAB. Then she went to Hillcrest. And stayed there a whole year and never received the help she needed. And guess what she's doing now? She came back home. But guess what? The trafficker came back and got her. When he came back and got her, guess what happened? She was gone again. Next time I heard from somebody that saw her, they saw her on the corner selling herself. She was around 18 at that time. It was nothing I can do. Because at that age, your parents really can't touch you. And they can't save you. You don't know that you're a victim. You thinking you in love with somebody. You just making y'all some money. So, now, she got one of her traffickers, a lady, took her up to Atlanta just because she didn't make X amount of money. The lady left in Atlanta. She got with a guy that she met at a gas station. Said he was giving her a ride back. How many people took rides from friends? Be careful who you get in the car with. I'm serious. Because that ride might not be the ride you want to take. And anything they do, you're doing too. And they will charge you with it. So, he decided to go on a killing spree with her. And guess what happened? In Lee County Jail on capital murder charges. So you got to think about what you do. Now I'm fighting for her. She a victim. She just finding out that she's a victim after she's been able to sit down and be off those drugs. So you got to think about who you with, who you hanging with, what you're doing, how you're doing, how you're orchestrating things. So I need somebody to get back up and read that the 12 signs of human trafficking. You got it. Go ahead. saying. You. Go ahead. Read them 12 signs.
All of this? Is that you?
12 warning signs of human trafficking. As signs of physical burn marks, usually cut, unexplained absence, work or school, dress less appropriate than did previously, behaves in a sexual manner, appears over the top, acts withdrawn, depressed, distracted, or check out, brags by making or having a lot of money. Displays expensive clothes, accessories, and shoes. Has pictures of names, money, or barcode. Has an older boyfriend or new friend with different lifestyles. Talks about wild parties. Invite others to attend parties. Showing signs of gang affiliation. Preference for specific color notebooks. Duties and games.
She done.
Hi everybody. I'm Keith Williams. From what y'all have just read and heard, have y'all experienced any of those warning signs from your peers, whether it's at school or y'all hanging out together? Have y'all experienced any of those type of warning signs? You haven't?
Not that I've noticed.
Okay. So now, based on what you read, are you able to identify if one of your peers at school or if you like hanging out together, will you be able to detect some of those warning signs?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And what should you do if you run across one or more of those warning signs? Let's say that you're at a school setting and you notice that one of your peers is kind of acting strange. What
First,
should you do?
I would ask them about it first. And depending on what they say, I would tell the teacher, depending on what they say.
Okay, yeah, that's a good start. You should go to a teacher, maybe a school counselor, or a principal, or an adult that you can trust. Does anybody have any comment on what was read so far?
Keith works in the school system. He's a substitute teacher. So y'all probably, I don't know if y'all seen him in one of y'all schools. He's substitute. So I need get up. Um, no, come on, you. Come
Hmm.
here. Okay. So I need somebody to get up and read those flags. The
I'll read
red
the
flags. Okay.
Mhm.
Take off the jacket, make me hot.
Mhm. Mhm.
Red flags for human trafficking.
Family can traffic you. That's what she was just talking about. Familiar. It's called familiar trafficking. Family, friends, men, women.
Or you
Go
can meet
ahead,
a
go
girl
ahead,
that
go
you
ahead.
think is your friend and y'all are hanging out and she tell you to meet you at the house and then someone comes and gets you and snatches you away. That happens too.
And sometimes they come in like unmarked vehicles. Like I think in recent times we saw there's been news reports of a white van going around the city.
It don't always happen like that. It don't.
Yeah, sometimes it does, but um,
But it's not usually nobody coming to snatch you down. It's you're being coerced into it.
Hmm. Okay, for example, I had a situation where I was out at a club hanging out with my friends. And I seen this girl, and she had like all new jewelry, the best outfit, the best shoes, and we started like you don't have to be pressured into being friends, but it's more like she was trying to pressure me into being friends and hanging out places where there weren't that many people at. Come hang out at my house. I just met you last week. How about we just go out to eat? No, I'm gonna have something at my house. It's like she kept trying to get me to come and hang out at her house. Well, me and my boyfriend, we gonna throw a little party. Okay, well I'll invite my boyfriend and we'll come hang out. Nah, just you come. Why just me come and your boyfriend's gonna be there, and why would I be the only other person there? It just was weird, so I cut off connection with her. But after I stopped speaking to her and answering any of her messages, she continued to try to coerce me. It's like it became obvious she was trying to get me to go someplace that was private that I did not want to go. So it could be like someone who you just start hanging out with on a regular basis, and you end up they'll try to get you. They'll act like they're just your best friend, and they'll tell you to come somewhere or hang out somewhere or come to a whole group of men or just one man, and you'll be gone somewhere. All they're trying to do is just get you in private somewhere where they can coerce you to do what they want. Or you can be talking to someone who you think is your friend, and they can tell you that they're going to help you get out of this situation. You're mad at your parents, and you want to get out of that. You don't want to be there listening to your mama, and you want to go stay somewhere else, and you end up in a whole nother state.
Okay.
Red flags for human trafficking, sex trafficking, branding or tattoos, unexplained injuries, hotel keys.
Hold up, let me go. When you said Brandon or tattoo, so check this out, y'all. So check this out. When they said branding or tattoos, so the trafficker, let me tell you what they do. They usually, have you ever seen somebody with a barcode on their arm or on their back, on their shoulder, anywhere? You have? What? A barcode. Okay, that's a sign of trafficking. Cause usually traffickers try to have barcode. We got somebody joining us. Yay! Get rid of it. Oh, I'm sorry. I made this little pretty sign, y'all. Y'all like it? Y'all see me in the background? Okay, walk back that way. Go ahead. Thank you.
Message.
Okay. So, what else talking about barcode? So, usually traffickers will put a stamp on their property. And their property is the young lady or man or boy or girl. That's what they usually do. A lot of them like to stamp their people. They used to call them prostitutes, but they're not, they're trafficking victims. Most of them are forced into these things. Go ahead.
Hotel
So if you seen somebody with that, sometimes some people just do weird things sometimes and put signs on them. But a lot of victims have barcodes.
Message.
Hotel keys.
Go ahead.
Hotel keys, rolls of cash, multiple phones, or reliable gift cards.
Hotel keys. Like if they have a stack of hotel keys or something like that, usually people that keep a whole lot of hotel keys together, like they probably have girls in different rooms because they traffic them up out of hotels. What else? Rolls of cash. I know a lot of people that have rolls of cash for some wrong reasons and some
Okay, sexually probable act.
refillable gift cards. I'm sorry. She left some out. It's my crazy baby, but okay. But yes, refillable cards. Those are the loaded cards, like where you can load the cards. A lot of people get those from people they don't know, and a lot of them try to, try to give you something, and then that's how they end up getting you into it. They coerce you. You wanna come in and talk?
Yeah, come on.
Come on.
Come on, Mariah.
Mm-mm.
Come on, you're in good mood.
Okay. What else?
Okay, sexually extra clothing inappropriate for weather or situation. Claim.
Sometimes, like y'all know how sometimes you'll get a prostitute to literally just be out here. Oh, baby. A prostitute just be out here and they have on it be one time and they got on this short dress and this half shirt. Some people there's some of the signs, but some people we just got a lot of people that dresses like that anyway.
Claim of older boyfriend or girlfriend. Unable to make decisions without approval.
Usually they have to have somebody to
So we're still having people coming in. In case you joined us, this is like a teen summit thing to raise awareness of human trafficking, sponsored by Angel Arms Ministries, Women Teen Organization, and Greater AM Ministries Outreach International.
Okay. We're gonna watch a you ready? Okay. We're gonna watch some videos and I want y'all to give me y'all opinion on them.
Message.
You hot? No?
I'm done.
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry. I need the sound. Speak it up. Cut up the sound. Yeah, the sound.
Oh, all right, let's try that again.
This is the blue campaign.
What is human trafficking? Human trafficking is modern day slavery. It is the exploitation of a person through force, fraud, or coercion. Human smuggling and human trafficking are different crimes. Human smuggling is the illegal movement of someone across the border. Human trafficking is the illegal exploitation of a person. Human trafficking is about exploitation, not transportation. Human trafficking is a highly profitable crime and a violation of human rights. It occurs in every part of the world, including here in the United States. It happens in our big cities, in the US citizens, or from other countries. Victims can be any age, race, or gender, but one thing they share is that they are vulnerable to being exploited. There are different types of human trafficking, or forced against their will to engage in sex with a promise of love and affection to lure victims. Truck stops, hotel rooms, rest areas, street corners, clubs, private residences. These are just some of the places where victims are forced to sell sex. Any person under the age of 18 involved in a commercial sex act is considered a victim of human trafficking. No exceptions. Forced labor takes on many forms, and it happens here in the US and overseas. Through forced fraud or coercion, victims are made to work for little or no pay. Very often, these victims are forced to manufacture or grow the products that we use and consume every day. Victims of forced labor could be found in factories and farms, doing construction work and more. Victims of domestic servitude are hidden in plain sight, forced to work in homes across the United States. Their traffickers sometimes take their identification papers and travel documents in order to limit their freedom. They are prisoners, working as nannies, maids, or domestic help. Every year in the United States, thousands of human trafficking cases are reported, but many more go unnoticed. That's because human trafficking is a hidden crime. Victims might be afraid to come forward, or we may not recognize the signs, even if it's happening right in front of us. We need to bring this crime out of the shadows. That's why the Department of Homeland Security created the Blue Campaign, to take a stand against modern-day slavery and help combat this heinous crime by raising awareness of human trafficking around the country. But we can't do it alone. We need your help. So what can you do to stop human trafficking? Visit the Blue Campaign website to learn more about the signs and indicators of human trafficking. Share this video on social media to help bring this crime out of the shadows. Be an informed consumer. Know who makes the products you buy and the food you eat to help keep slavery-tainted items out of your home. And finally, recognize and report suspected human trafficking. You can submit a tip to federal law enforcement online or by phone. For victim support, you can call or text the National Human Trafficking Resource Center. Help us bring this crime out of the shadows and into the light. Join the Blue Campaign. One voice, one mission, end human trafficking.
Okay.
Mission, end human trafficking.
Okay. Can anybody tell me what they got from that? Anybody? Okay. Okay. What else? What else? I'm going around the room. Tell me what you got from it.
Cops should be able to find them in a few minutes.
You said the cops should be able to find the people within a few minutes. Because what?
Because of the and we got satellites.
We got who?
Satellites. I can just scan the earth and find anyone next to me.
Satellites. He said they can scan the earth and find anybody what you need. Anybody that you. What else? Okay.
If I have more, I'll be
Okay, come on. Tell me what you. Come on. I need you to stand up.
go over there.
Yeah, over here.
I feel like
It's everywhere.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Okay, next. Come on, stand up. Come on. Give me some. Come on, next. Come on. Give me some. Out of there. What did you get out of there?
It could be happening in person. You won't know.
Okay. Nobody saying nothing. Okay. Okay, next. Malia. Okay. Okay, Mia. Y'all gotta put the phones down. I'm sorry, but y'all gotta put the phones down. Put them in your pocket until after we're done. Matter of fact, I'm gonna take them up. Put them up. Now go ahead. I'm sorry. Okay. Anybody else?
They could be happening anywhere, at any time. We probably
Okay, anywhere, anytime, but we don't know. Okay, I got another. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I'd like to make a comment about what this young man said about all the technology that we 2021. Homeland Security has really beefed up their technology to supposedly to capture all sorts of criminals, and that includes those that are involved in human trafficking. And just like someone said, they're not doing enough to track people down and trying to find these people and prevent this stuff from happening. So I thought that was a great comment that was made. We have all of this sophisticated technology and equipment, and you mean to tell me we can't pinpoint and locate these folks? Now,
Okay. We got that. Y'all did great on that one. Okay, we got more.
Y'all doing real good.
Anybody else want to say anything while I'm finding this?
got some great information so far. We'll have a couple of more
Okay.
videos here.
I need you to get up, Malia, and read over the 12 warning signs of trafficking again. Thank you very much.
12 warning signs of human trafficking. So anybody can tell me. I'm just playing. Have signs of physical abuse. Burn marks use display. Unexplained absence from work or school. Dresses less appropriate than good chooses. Behaves in a sexualized manner. Appears of retired age. Withdrawn, depressed, distressed, or checked out. Brags about money or having a lot of money. Displays of physical clothes and accessories of shoes. Has tattoo with men, simple men, or barcode. Has an older boyfriend or a new friend. Which
Malia,
different,
speak up.
which different lifestyle.
I am Dr. DC Hamilton, and I am a survivor of human
Hold
trafficking.
on. Yeah.
When I
I'm
was
sorry.
15, I had aged out of foster. I am Dr. DC Hamilton.
Talks about wild parties or invite others to attend parties. Show signs of gang affiliation. Preference for specific colors. Notebook doodles of gang symbols.
Okay. Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am. Okay. We have a story that we want to tell y'all about, show y'all, and then we're going to get what you got out of it. Okay.
I am Dr. DC Hamilton, and I am a survivor of human trafficking. When I was 15, I had aged out of foster care, and I was homeless. And I remember running into a homegirl who told me, hey, you know, I have a solution for your problem. I work as a waitress at a strip club. You can use my ID to work in another strip club while I work at this strip club, and all you're doing is waitressing. You make money. My boyfriend to keep your baby, and hey, you know, you'll be good. As the boyfriend's keeping my baby, he goes, you can't get your kid back unless you make me $200 a day. He's going to the strip club, bragging about how much money he's making off of me. And there's another pimp that's sitting in the club. He sends a message to the girls that he's already pimping out to me that I can make $200 a day faster if I'm no longer a waitress, but a stripper, because he wants to see what am I willing to give up or what am I willing to sacrifice. That was barrier testing. Let me test your limits. The betrayal comes in. Baby, you ain't been working. It's hard for me to get your hair and your nails done like I used to. I need you to bring in some money. So we're talking about from 15 to 19. I had already been trafficked and sleeping with every bit of about 1,500 men at this point. I made a decision to enlist into the Navy without my pimp knowing about it. And when he found out, I still got beat. And I remember begging the officer, please don't arrest me. Please don't arrest me. I said, I'm leaving to the Navy. This is the only chance. This is the only chance I got to get away. I need you to help me. And he looked at me and he said, I believe you. But had I been arrested that night, I wouldn't have survived human trafficking.
Okay. Okay. Can anybody stand up and tell me where you got it from? Can anybody stand up and tell? Come on, baby. Go ahead and speak up loud, okay? Thank you.
Oh, come this is happening. I'm
whilst I know the school just teaching about how to avoid this or how to
Go ahead.
how to see how to avoid being human trafficking.
Okay. You surprised that none of the schools are teaching about these things?
Like they are teaching math and English.
So you think this should be a subject that they teach on to show you what's really going on in the world, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Come on, somebody else. Come on. Come on. Come on, twin. Speak up.
I'm shocked about how many people she had sex with. Like 1,500 is a lot of people, and she could have had.
Yeah.
She could have
I
had
mean, she was
HIV
born.
or
Yeah.
AIDS or anything that's like that could harm other people, and she could probably get in trouble for that as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Anybody else?
No, ma'am.
No? Okay. We gonna go to some more stories.
Back in early December, I ventured out to do a bit of late night shopping. I'm a 31-year-old stay-at-home mother of 2 young children, so once my husband gets home from work, I like to take some time myself and go shopping. Take a drive or run errands, all kid-free. It was around 8:30 p.m. when I arrived at the Target I usually go to. I'm by no means a paranoid or anxious individual, but I have attended several seminars on human trafficking and have done plenty of research on my own to learn and identify the red flags, also what precautions to take when out in public alone, especially at night. I carry several self-defense items on my person at all times, just in case. That night, I parked directly in front of the store next to a cart caddy and took a mental note of the vehicles parked nearby again, just as precautions. I was taught at an early age to always be observant of your surroundings, and being control freak just naturally makes you that way. Nothing seemed out of the ordinary that night, and the parking lot was actually quite empty, most likely because it was a weekday. As I entered the store, I began browsing like usual, following the natural flow of the store departments, following the main aisle around. I had been browsing for only 10 to 15 minutes when I noticed a young gentleman, maybe mid-20s. He was tall, skinny, dressed in a dirty gray two-piece sweatsuit and brown work boots. He looked over at me. I smiled and said hello, but his facial expression was blank. He looked like he may have been high on something by the look in his eyes, but he didn't seem to care for my gesture, and he quickly moved on. At first glance, there was nothing in particular that alarmed me about him, except I took notice of the fact that he was just wandering down the main aisle with no cart or basket, with his hands in his pockets, and didn't seem to be with anyone. I continued shopping with no second thoughts, and made my way to the next department. Several minutes had passed, and that's when I noticed a second young gentleman wearing the same gray sweatsuit, similar pair of work boots, again, no cart, no basket. He too glanced at me, then quickly darted his eyes away when he realized I was looking directly at him. I became a bit more alerted, but still remained composed and continued on browsing. Another 15 minutes or so passed, and that's when a third older man caught my attention. And you guessed it, same gray sweatsuit and work boots with no cart, no basket, just his hands in his pockets. I assumed they were in some sort of work uniform, maybe construction workers, but why weren't they walking around together, and why didn't they have any items to purchase? At this point, it was difficult to focus on browsing, and I had a bad feeling about these three men, and it became clear that something was a bit off. Over the next 20 minutes or so, I felt as if I was being monitored by the three of them, as if they were all communicating my whereabouts as I continued to make my way through the store, because each department I entered, it didn't take long for me to notice one of the three men pass by whatever side aisle I happened to be in, making their presence known to me. I stayed completely vigilant while trying not to panic or allow my suspicions to overwhelm me. Something about their presence felt very heavy and dark, so I decided to test their intentions to prove I wasn't overthinking the situation and my bad gut feeling was valid. I began picking random aisles and traveling back and forth between departments in a very unorganized and random fashion to see if the men would continue to pass by me as frequently as they had been. With every aisle I popped into, it was just a few minutes later one of them would make an appearance, staring me down as they passed by. It felt as if I was being surrounded like a wild animal. hunted even. They were no longer trying to be conspicuous, which was the scariest part of all, and everything instinctual was screaming at me to get out of there. I gripped my cart so tightly and figured if they got too close, I could use the cart to push them away, or at least create distance between us. By this point, I had been shopping for about an hour altogether, maybe a bit over, and was ready to purchase my items. But honestly, I felt too uncomfortable to continue browsing, even if I wanted to. The men had been following me all that time, and I was becoming more annoyed, if anything. The store was pretty empty at this time, one of the main reasons I like shopping at night, but that made this particular situation even more unsettling. Two preteen girls were wandering around by themselves, which quickly caught my attention because the men had bypassed them, making similar advances, but the girls were seemingly oblivious. So I quietly got their attention and asked them to go find their parents and stay with them, trying not to freak them out. The mother in me was in full-on protection mode. I couldn't imagine having my young children with me on this night. Thank God they were home safe and sound. As I made my way to the checkout, I noticed one of the men coming up from behind me, walking at a quicker pace this time. So I immediately stopped, turned around, locked eyes with him as he approached. I will never forget the darkness in his eyes. An eerie smirk formed on his face as he nudged my shoulder, continuing to stare me down. As he passed me, he turned around and walked backwards to hold his sinister gaze as he exited out of the store. I lost sight of the other two men, and I hated the uncertainty of it all. He made his message clear in that very moment. My stomach dropped and my entire body began to shake. It was a feeling I hadn't felt since I was a kid getting lost in the supermarket. I quickly walked to the checkout, discreetly asked the cashier if I could speak to a manager, and told them what had transpired over the last hour. Politely asking for a male employee to walk me to my car and for them to alert their security team member. When I told the manager what happened, her face sunk as if she already knew about these men. And once I described them, she confirmed she knew who I was talking about. She expressed that several of the female employees had found the men unsettling in the past, and reassured me that someone would escort me to my car. She made a report about the incident and said she would alert the authorities. I was still shaking, but felt relieved that she believed me and showed concern for the other young female patrons in the store. She took my information, then a young male employee walked me onto my car. What I saw as I exited the store made me so sick to my stomach, solidifying all of my suspicions. A white windowless van was parked in the lot directly behind my car. One of the men seated in the driver's seat, and the other two leaning against the side of the van, facing my car, attempting to hide out of view. I mean, how cliche and obvious can you be? Your license plate might as well read Lady Snatchers at that point. Whatever their intent, it didn't seem pure. I pointed them out to the male employee and said, "There they are," which then prompted the men to scurry into the van and speed out of the parking lot without hesitation. I truly don't know what would have happened if I walked out to my car alone. I had heard that there were several abduction attempts in the shopping center parallel to that target. Almost certain it was the same guys.
So what did y'all get out of it? She was just telling y'all what she saw. That it's not always just somebody coming to snatch you in a van, but can you tell me, can anybody stand up, 3-4 people, stand up and tell me what you got out of it? Hmm. Yeah, you're right.
Even when you're alone, it's best to make sure you let anybody else you see around you know that you think something is wrong or that you're being followed.
Okay, I need y'all to speak up. Who else? Speak up. What you got out of this story?
Just need to watch your surroundings and take mental note of everything.
Yep. Anybody else? Go ahead. I need you to stand up. Look, when y'all go to speaking, y'all stand up and stand over here. Come on.
What I got from that is she
She
was one of the lucky ones because one of the male employees could have been one of the human traffickers too.
That means he's saying anybody can be a trafficker, and that's the truth. He could have been the ones that sent the person to the store, right? Sent the people to the store, say, yeah, I know they coming here around a certain time. This is how you get them, you know? And they was trying to see was, because when you're not watching your surroundings, where you're out and you're around these sick people, that's when they get you when you're off guard. Y'all get what I'm saying? Okay, we're gonna watch something else. Oh, come on. I'm sorry. Y'all, she's over Angels Arms Organization. This is one of our founders. Miss, can you tell them who you is? I'm so sorry. And tell them who you is. What
You
you
can call
do.
me Angie. But I want to touch on two things that were said. What did you say about manipulation? Jasmine, say it again. And let me tell you what happened. I used to work in a federal prison. I retired after 25 years of service. And I worked with a man who used his daughters. And I don't know if it was his real daughter or not, but I know he called all the ladies or young girls his daughters. And he had over 100. He used his daughter as a person to convince her friends that he was a good guy. And all of her friends, she would bring to his house, their house, and then she was the groomer. And guess how old she was? 15. She was 15, and she was finding her friends, because she had lots of friends, because she had lots of money, and he treated her friends like they were his daughter. He eventually used her to bring in or lure girls, and they were all manipulated by his 15-year-old daughter, and she was actually 15. Fast forward to where I got him. His name is Sir Charles. If you look him up, his case is well known in Google. But I was his case manager, and I read his file. He had 3 files about this big, thousands of pages in it. I remember one of his phone calls. And on his call, he was talking to this girl, and she calls him daddy. And now she is probably 32 years of age. I don't know her. I just know her voice. I take my, at the time, 16-year-old daughter to Roebuck. I'm sorry, to Centerpoint by the post office. There was a salon to get her hair done. I have never met this lady. Dropped my daughter off to get her hair done. Everything was fine. Bring her back 2 weeks later to get her hair done, and they started establishing rapport. Just so happened, my daughter says, hey, my mom works at a prison, because she asked, what did your mother do? She said, she works at a prison. But which one? Oh, Talladega. Talladega? Yes. They started making small talk. My daughter calls me, and she says, Mom, do you know Sir Charles? What do you think I felt? I felt, I mean, my whole soul just dropped. It freaked me out. How did you know Sir Charles? That's why I asked my daughter. She says, because she asked me to ask you if you know him. So I'm on the phone. I'm in my car. I'm driving to the shop to see what's going on. And the girl tells me that she know him because she met his daughter years ago. So what did I tell you about his daughter? What did she do? She lured people into the game. This young girl, 32 years of age, told me that she had been prostituting herself. At the time, she didn't use the word human trafficking because it was not a well-known word at the time. It was not. And she said, I am no longer in the business. I'm not trying to hurt your daughter. But do you think I trusted her? I did not. I already left my 3 smaller kids at home by themselves because I wasn't leaving my baby here at the shop because I was concerned. So the moral of the story is you even have to watch your friends. You have to watch your friends. Your parents should know your friends' parents because they can discern if something's not right. So there's no secrets you should be able to keep. The young lady did get out the business, but my concern was she was still in contact with this Sir Charles person. And if you're out of the business, why are you still talking to this pimp who is still managing his trade from federal prison? And he had been down 15 years at that time. You know why she was still lured to his phone calls and accepting his calls? Why do you think she was after all this time? He convinced her that she was his daughter, but something else.
She was like doing what his daughter was doing, getting other girls to still what, like what his daughter was doing.
She was no longer trying to do that, but he had her mind. He had her mind. She still felt connected
to daddy. And that's what she called him, daddy. So you watch, you're watching by your outfit going to this party. No, you buy your own outfit. So they make young people, so they can lure other young people. Because she was still a victim at 8 years of age. She had been in the field so long, and she couldn't get it all out of her system. That was the last day my daughter got her hair done by a girl. In fact, she didn't finish drying her hair after we got to go. I didn't feel good. I didn't feel good. And as an adult, that's what we know. We can discern when something doesn't feel right. And you all had that same discernment. You have the same, if your gut says something's not right, that's your gut telling you something is not right. You need to tell somebody and you need to get away. Okay? So if you don't remember anything I say, I want you to remember this. You have a discerning spirit. And that spirit tells you when something's not right. And you need to listen to it. Don't push it to the side. You need to go with your gut feeling something's not right. Okay? Thank you.
Okay. Anybody got any questions for her? You sure?
And now I work in Jefferson County Family Court. So I also now see children who are still being human trafficked. Teenagers are still doing it. And then guess what they're saying now? Oh, I'm just trying to pay a bill. Or I can't wear the designer clothes that other kids are wearing, so my friend's going to buy it for me. No. Sex sells. But it's manipulation. Okay? And I see it every single day at Family Court now.
Okay. Anybody got any questions?
No, I don't want you to see it.
Yes, Malia. What's wrong?
I just said like after. I'm not worrying about it. But I was just gonna ask like what was going on.
No. Okay. Hold on. Let me go back. Sorry, y'all. I'm not at work for us. Yeah, you want to talk about something else real quick?
Well, while she finds out, I'll share this too. What do you think these...
Some people acknowledge that human trafficking is going on here, but they just assume that it's only in impoverished neighborhoods. But I think my story is a prime example of how that's not true, because I grew up in the typical middle-class home.
Remember the young lady said that she had sex with 15 people between the age of 15 and 19? 1,500 people? What do you think? How do you think she was able to do all that? They had a child. And something else. Starts with a D. Yes, drugs. Drugs. We just found a young lady, I'm not going to tell you where, but in Jefferson County, and when we found her, because she committed a delinquent act, she was brought in. When we tested her for drugs, she had cocaine and methamphetamine in her system. How old do you think she was? She was 13. She was 13 years of age. And she had been out having sex with men. She had been out having sex with men because someone had taken her and they manipulated her to that field. But she didn't want to do a lot of that stuff. But when we talked to her, it was because she was heavily drugged. Cocaine, methamphetamine. So a lot of times, what I found when I was in the federal prison, I found in reading these files that a lot of the men use drugs and physical violence to get the young ladies to be submissive. And not just young ladies, young boys as well. Sir Charles had hundreds of boys and girls working for him. And not one time did any of them have a bank account. Because every dollar they got, every dollar went to him. Every dollar. And even though he was in prison, he was still getting money sent to him. He was still getting money sent to him, and he was still bringing young ladies from Georgia, from Detroit, from Tennessee to the Talladega Speed race twice a year because sex sells. And he was still using it. And this time he was like, because I heard his phone call, No, get me one of them nice little China girls. One of them Latino girls. Make sure she's nice and young. And that's what they were started grooming and finding on the street to bring her away. This is not a long time ago. 'Cause I've been retired 5 years. So it's within the last 10 years.
Alicia.
Okay.
Okay. Just over here. So you can sit down. Okay. Now I got something.
Trafficking targets many different people. Children, youth, and adults. The poor and unemployed. The homeless. Foster youth. Members of the LGBTQ+ community. Those feeling lonely and unloved, seeking connection. People on the move. Their lives disrupted by war, violence, climate change, racial discrimination, and natural disasters. And very often, women and girls.
So what actually is human trafficking? Every trafficking situation involves a person with power exploiting another who is vulnerable. Traffickers force vulnerable people to participate in unwanted sex or labor in order to profit for themselves.
Trafficking often occurs through force, acts of physical or psychological harm to the victim, through fraud, with victims misled by lies and false promises, or through coercion, with victims threatened by harm to themselves, their children, and family members, or warned of government arrest and imprisonment if they try to escape.
Just who are traffickers? People who unethically control others and profit from their exploitation. Traffickers can be close by, family members who know which of their relatives are vulnerable and alone, or family friends and acquaintances familiar to the victim. Strangers from online encounters who strike up a friendship, making offers of emotional or financial support, or employers who promise a living wage and generous benefits, but eventually trap and defraud those they have hired.
Trafficking is an assault on human dignity and freedom. It demeans the value of every human life, affecting people of all races, cultures, gender identities, and sexual orientations.
But we can help end human trafficking by educating ourselves and others, being attentive to what's happening right around us, and supporting legislation that holds traffickers accountable, addresses root causes of vulnerabilities, and supports survivor healing.
If you see something, say something. Silence never helps. You can contact the National Human Trafficking Hotline 24/7, 365. Together, we can end human trafficking. Join us.
Okay. Can somebody please tell me what y'all got out of that? Stand up and go over to the corner. You know, over there by the sign. Tell me what you got out of it. Mia? Mia? Anybody? Tell me what y'all got out of that. Okay, I guess we'll watch another video.
I got out of that, people that it could be your family members, the people that be the people at your job,
Speak up.
family, friends, you know.
Okay. Go ahead. Stand up. Speak up. Go ahead. Speak loud.
I think some people are just gullible, and like sometimes it can be being human trafficking and not even knowing it. Like and when it said being used from abuse, that reminded me of like bullying someone.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay, we're gonna watch another video.
Oh, hold on. Before we do that,
Okay.
did he mention something about being gullible?
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean that people really don't know? Does that mean that people really don't know what's going on?
What does gullible mean?
What does the word gullible mean?
To not be
might not know.
To not be knowing of
Mm.
their surroundings or
Or somebody has.
Yeah, yep. That's a really good point because a lot of people are not really aware of what human trafficking actually is. So that's why education is so important. We need to have more conversations like this, not only in this setting, it needs to be taught in the schools. It needs to be taught in churches. Uh, there need to be talked about in places of employment, like your local Walmart. Because as one of the videos suggests, that the lady was speaking, it could very well happen at that Target that she was at. So it's a conversation that needs to be had on all sectors. And I want to point out that we have a smart young man over here. Stand up for a moment.
Yes, he's very smart.
Yeah, let's give him a hand clap.
We have a lot of smart kids in here
Uh-huh.
too, but he is really on point.
He is really on point. I just want to point that out before we go to the next video. That and to our listening audience, kids are a lot smarter than we give them credit for. I think as parents and adults, we really need to listen to what they have to say. Because sometimes what they say is very well important. And so we need to get out of our feelings, and actually listen to what they have to say. Yes, sir.
something about what I was going to talk about bullying.
Okay, go ahead.
Um,
Speak up. Speak up.
at school, someone that bullies, their parents might not see what they're doing at school, and they can grow up to be one of traffickers too, because they're gonna feel like that it's okay to force people and to do what they want.
And that's another that's a great point. Because when we talk about bullying, a bully is fueled by two things: violence and manipulation. One of the two characteristics of human trafficking. A person being a human trafficker, uh, they're fueled by violence, manipulation, and control. And so when we talk about bullying, in my opinion, that's kind of like maybe the first step in heading to that direction of being a human trafficker. It's real scary, but if we catch that person in time, maybe that this person would not grow up to be in that profession.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anybody got any questions? No? Okay. We're gonna talk about her story, her little mini story.
I don't feel happy. I don't know. I don't think I can do this.
But she could. Moments later, Jane Doe returned to tell us about how, at the age of 15, she became a victim of sex trafficking, and why she is now suing one of the most powerful tech companies in the world, Facebook, which she says is responsible.
It's unbelievable to me in some ways. It's unimaginable. I have never thought, I would be at 24 suing Facebook.
Okay, hold on. I don't know what I did. I think I fast forwarded. Cut it down, right?
I don't think you fast forward. I think it said 60 minutes. No, 60 seconds.
Yeah, I think we probably need to
Let's
you know
talk about. I'm sorry, Keith. Let's talk about human smuggling versus human trafficking. Oh no. You think we need to wait? Go ahead.
yeah, before we get to that,
Hit it all the way down. Go ahead, Keith.
yeah, before we get to that,
Speak up, Keith.
before we get to that, we have to talk about this social media thing. Does anybody know that social media is a harbor for human trafficking? You got Facebook, FaceTime,
What you say, Kai?
Instagram. What else? Snapchat.
What else is another social? Twitter.
What about TikTok? Not so
Y'all
much.
don't think TikTok?
Well, probably. I feel like TikTok is real responsible when it comes to deleting inappropriate things that the kids shouldn't see. Well, they delete.
TikTok delete stuff.
What about on the live? They have a lot of lives.
On Instagram Live, TikTok Live. Yeah, they ban. Yeah, they ban it.
So do you think that these social media platforms are allowing this type of content on their platform?
Certain Facebook do the same like Twitter.
Do you feel that they are doing enough to keep people safe?
No, not
I keep hearing y'all say Twitter. Like,
Message.
tell me why y'all feel like Twitter is like the #1 site where it's easy for a child to be human trafficked. Tell me why.
Because it's like they don't ban stuff on Twitter is really not the
Can you speak up? Hold up. Everybody can't stand up. Stand up and speak. Go ahead and speak loud.
What you say, Leah?
And then Kaya and then Mariah.
They don't ban it.
Speak. Put that. Okay.
They don't ban stuff on Twitter. Like you just see everything.
Yeah.
What
Like,
do you
even
see?
though, like guns. Like if somebody shoots somebody, you will see that they don't ban it.
They don't exit it out
That's
of
why
them.
I don't know what she said. Yeah. They don't ban stuff like that. Like just say like if somebody shoots somebody on here and you like you'll see them get shot and bloody, so they don't ban stuff like that on Twitter.
So what do they ban?
They don't ban nothing on Twitter.
Twitter is very
They let
offensive.
everybody It's like you can bully folks on there.
So how much time are you all spending on Twitter?
I don't be on Twitter. I heard of Twitter. Me either.
So what do y'all be on? Facebook and
Instagram.
Instagram?
What about Instagram? Y'all think Instagram is a big platform for someone to get trafficked on?
No. Instagram be banning stuff too.
Oh.
But I think so. Can I say why? I feel like you can be trafficked on Instagram because do you know as you upload those pictures, predators are taking all your pictures. You once you upload them to social media, they're no longer your photos. Do you know who photos they are? The public. Anybody can take your photos, and it don't matter if you take a video down, if you take a picture down. Somebody still on that black whale still can use your pictures and your photos and your videos. Do you know it goes a long way? Anything you do, I don't care if you're fine. You know how some people get to fine in school and upload videos? Now, what if you decide to be a president? Or what if you decide to be a CEO of a company and then they run across that and have to tell you you gotta leave? You know why? Do you understand why? They telling you gotta leave and you can't be part of their organization or their be what you want to be, you know, because they see something that was uploaded of you. It goes a long way. I'm telling you the truth. I promise you it does. As much as you think you could post something and take it down, guess what? You can't. You can't post nothing and take it down because it don't matter if you deleted it. Facebook still have a copy of it. And that predator Is a lot of predators that sit back and watch videos. They like to see little girls dancing on videos. So imagine somebody take your video and they go with that video and they upload it to the site. Have y'all ever heard of that site? What the site is they sell their feet on?
Feet
Finder.
Who?
Feet Finder.
Feet Founder. It's a
Yeah.
no, I wasn't talking about that, but you said Feet Founder.
Yeah. You sell your feet on it.
I heard
and
it.
you-
I heard it like with like you get paid for like putting pictures of your.
What's the other page that the grown woman got kicked out? I mean, got kicked out of school. She was a school teacher, and they found a video of her.
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans. Listen,
Don't you gotta pay for
listen.
that?
People, it don't matter. Guess what? They taking your images and uploading them to OnlyFans or any other site like that, and they selling them, and you don't even know you're being trafficked.
How many of y'all actually know how old your friends are on your social sites?
Sometimes it be
Do
on
y'all
my-
know?
I don't know.
Do y'all know every friend y'all like on your Snapchat? I'm gonna say Snapchat, and the reason why I want y'all to think about Snapchat is because Snapchat is where people are the most vulnerable because they post anything thinking it'll go away. Am I lying? So y'all post y'all now moments on Snapchat because you think it's gonna go away. And if somebody screenshot you'll know and this and that. So if I'm on your page, right? I'm really a 50-year-old man looking for a 16-year-old girl who gets in the moment, posts her body, posts all these new pictures, but I'm hiding behind a 12-year-old girl's photo. Message. Profile. So do y'all think that it's really people out here doing it? So do y'all know every single person on y'all social media stuff? Or are y'all befriended? Because social media, we can be friends with people from China, India, everywhere on social media. So do y'all know every single person on y'all? Hold on.
I know everybody on mine because I probably mine folks be trying to follow me on the stuff because I just have my family friends on there.
So how many friends you have right now on your Facebook?
About like 120 or something.
Okay.
Cause I gotta like folks be trying to send me requests stuff, but I ain't got it. It's feel like it's out of request.
I want y'all to be real careful with this social media stuff for real. I'm telling y'all need to be real careful. Real careful. Because it's real catfishes out here. It's real people out here who pretending to be children and they grown men and grown women. Because there's some grown women that's predators too, hiding behind fake pages, okay?
Can I say something? Listen, I'm serious. Y'all don't know everybody on y'all Facebook page. You want to know why? Because people are hacking into your Facebook page, and they're hacking into your friend's Facebook page just to watch you.
Oh yeah, they can hear this.
Do y'all know they do that? Y'all know that? Okay. So I'm just telling you, you don't know everybody on your Facebook page. People can sit and watch us right now. If they wanted to, they can hack into that TV because it got Wi-Fi on it. They can hack into this computer. They probably watching us right now. Y'all don't believe me, do it?
Especially with these cameras.
They can watch. I'm telling you. The government, I think, can zoom in on you through your TVs if they wanted to. Just like he said, once again, there's a lot of technology out here that can find anybody. And no matter where you go or what you're doing, I'm telling you, you're being watched. So you think about that before you do anything. You're being watched. There are cameras everywhere.
And it's not to scare y'all. It's to make y'all aware of y'all surroundings. And be careful. Be cautious. Okay? If you see something, say something. If y'all see something, you don't have to tell everybody. Just go to an adult that you think you can trust, or call Ms. Deloach or anybody and say, hey, I think someone's in a trafficking situation. I think someone's trying to traffic me. You know, it's not to scare y'all, okay? It's only to make y'all learn and aware of what's out here in this world. Okay?
Okay, we got a young man over here.
Well, I think they only doing it on the internet because they can hide behind whatever screen they got on, and they don't have to show their real faces. Like they could be anyone on technology, and you wouldn't even know it.
They even can AI man, what is it called? AI.
AI.
Maybe they can even get your voice. So I can call you and sound like Kaya. Y'all, did y'all know that?
Yeah, because they got an L2, you can change the sound like you.
At what age do you have to be to have a social media account?
It's like if you put like a fake age
There you go. But that's what you all did because at one point you couldn't even have a Facebook account. So everyone in this room who had a Facebook account before the age of 13, you lied. Because if you would put your real age, they would not accept you.
I think the minimum age is like 13.
Now it is.
Now it is, but it used to be like 19, 18.
Yeah.
I remember everybody had to put a fake age in.
Even when we was on Bebo and stuff, it still was grown people on there.
Yeah.
Pretending like that. And then I don't know if y'all know about R. Kelly, but R. Kelly had his people going on MySpace getting girls.
So let me
It's very, very real, y'all, okay?
Let me okay, what do traffickers do to the victims? Trafficking victims are deceived by false promises of love, a good job, a stable life, and are lured and forced into situations where they are made to work under deplorable conditions with little or no pay. So what does that mean? Go ahead.
One question. Does anyone eat chicken in here? Raise your hand if you eat
Chicken?
It's like when you go to a farm.
Okay.
You have to raise the chicken and give it food and make it think like it's all right, and then as soon as you're hungry, you're gonna kill the chicken and then
That's a good analysis.
They make the chicken think that they're not gonna harm them or nothing.
But they end up killing
Let me ask you a question. Good idea. Yes. Yes. Let me ask y'all a question. Do y'all think where y'all get y'all shoes from? How about that? Big Foot Locker shoe show. Where they get the shoes from?
Goats.
What happened? Do y'all know it's some factories? Maybe the factories that are selling the shoes have workers that are forced to work for free.
children, forced labor.
Forced labor.
And look at it as a sign of slavery. And they children.
I think another reason on the internet, I don't have Twitter or Instagram. I don't use that, so I don't know what be going on there. I think like the people that owns them internet apps, I don't think they be doing nothing about it because they don't care as long as they're earning their money. Like people can find your address on there and type it and post a video about it, and they wouldn't even care.
So what do y'all think? How do y'all think us as citizens in the world, regular people in the world, what do y'all think we could do? Me, Ramel, Leah, Kaya, what do y'all think we can do to prevent human trafficking? We're going to go around the room. And I want everybody to just sit and think about something you can do as an individual to prevent human trafficking.
We're going to give y'all a minute to think about that, and we're going to run to this about a sex trafficking. Talking to parents from jail. Go ahead, fill it out.
Welcome to Tropic Time! Complimentary good vibes are served with mate or...
I would say you're only a baby.
Yeah. So I would say that. Everything just sounded nice, like the fast life and being able to do whatever you want, no parents, no rules.
Why motivation?
Man, a pimp gave me his name. He said, I'm gonna call you motivation because you dedicated your woman and inspired her to be something that she wasn't. Bring it back, bring me on the dough. I need 5 people, you know how I go. I need a top line, so get down slow. Say you daddy, well, I know how to go. I keep it mine. No funny. Top line, better have my money. The money is addictive, man. It's like a drug, you know? It's a drug. It's a rush. You got to pay daddy with. I'm making rapper money. I'm seeing 100,000 in 6 months. At the end of the day, it's straight like a business. It's like Baxter Gerard. You got different flavors, you know? Everybody got their different tastes. Everybody got different type of girls they want. What do you think of that? That you get out of jail card free? Get out of jail card free.
It's easy to beat the system. People beat the system all the time, so I guess he's telling the truth. It was a get out of jail free card. It made me feel like what happened wasn't really that serious and that it doesn't really matter. It happens all the time. Like, who cares if it's just another girl? Who cares if it's you this time?
Every day, getting money. Every day we ride around in Hummers. Big bodies, big cars, fancy cars, diamond rings, pinky rings, finer things. She loved me because I gave her the game.
The average age of child, oh, shoot.
Pause right quick.
15 and a half years.
Hold on, what it say? Children can still be.
Somebody, one person, hold on. Go ahead, somebody read that.
The average age of a child sex trafficking victims reported missing is 15
and a half years.
old. Children can still be charged with the crime of prostitution.
27 steps.
Even
What do you say?
though by definition they are victims of trafficking and not criminals.
Let me ask y'all a question. Did we not just talk about that? Let me go back because I got to touch on this stuff. Did we not just talk about that? Let me go back because we need to understand that. Not all pimps look the same. That means I can be one, she can be one, he can be one, right?
Guess what?
So she said a child can be one. So let me ask y'all a question. Children can still be charged with the crime of prostitution in 27 states. What I just told y'all about my baby. But she ain't been charged with prostitution. She was still being charged with something, and it was related to something like this. Did y'all see that young lady that got up there? She was talking about that guy because he was the one that charged her. And guess what? What they said they gave him at first? Probation.
Y'all know what probation is?
What it do?
When it's like when you don't smoke, you gotta. It's not. You really have to be out of that time, but you have to. And you can't you can't get fined. You can't do none of it.
Do y'all feel like
Hold on.
That's house arrest.
Yeah, it is. Well, no, I know somebody that was curious information and they had to get all this stuff.
Yeah,
and they weren't they wasn't on house arrest. They just had to follow those type of rules. They had got drug tested every other day, every other week.
What's probation? Probation
is when you are charged with a crime, you plead guilty. Well, let's do juvenile. Juvenile. Come on, where is recording going? Cause you know, because I want to say some things, but I want to be very.
Okay, we're gonna do our end section. We'll wait to do our end section.
Yeah, because we're gonna let's park that because I'm not pleased with probation for juveniles. I'm not pleased with it. But in prison, if you go to an adult court, you accept the charge. There are terms placed on probation. Probation says you will not go to prison. You will not go to prison. You have to do A, B, C, and D. So what she was describing are just terms of probation. And if you violate any of those terms, you are then supposed to be sentenced to the time that you were given. So if you plead guilty to robbery, and the sentence will be 3 to 5 years. But if you do well, I'm gonna put you on probation. It's your first time committing a crime. Put you on probation. So we're gonna park your 3 to 5 years. So you do good for 3 to 5 years, you will not go to prison. Here's what you must do: go to school, get a job, pay restitution, test clean on all your UAs, not commit any more crimes. If you test dirty one time, you violated the terms of your probation, and then a judge can then sentence you to that 3 to 5 years. Okay? Now, I've had inmates who get out of prison because they've done their time, and then they get probation, because federal prison does not give you parole. So you're going to do 85% of your time in federal prison. They don't want to be on paper. That's what they call it, paper. They don't want to be on paper. So what they do is they go and violate. Probation officer says, you got to get a job. Or you can't smoke. You can't eat poppy seed bagels. If you do, and we test you test dirty, you're going to do the rest of your time. You've already done 10 years, now you got 5 years probation. Now you got to come to prison and do 5 years. Or they wait to do 4 years, clean, no problems, but they don't want that paper. So they go in there and do one thing, test dirty one time. So they can go to prison, back to prison, do that 8 months, and get out and don't have owe the government anything. Probation is a joke. And I said it. It's a joke. You should go ahead, if you could do the crime, you might have to go ahead and do the time. But what they do is because they have so many people committing crimes and not enough prisons, not enough people to watch people in prison, they give you probation.
And she was like, it's like a one of, I think it was either him or her said it was like a get out of jail free card.
Right. But you're not gonna not be charged with a crime. You're gonna still, when they do your NCIC, when you go look for a job or go to college, whatever you're gonna do, it's gonna show that you have committed a crime and you were given probation, 3 to 5 years probation. That's what it's gonna say. Juvenile record, you're not gonna see that, because after a certain age, it's sealed. Now, all of them, some crimes are sealed. Sex crimes are not sealed if you are juvenile. They're not sealed.
And you can become a sex offender at an early age. Yep. And that's going to follow you a long way, because somebody's going to have to monitor you for the rest of your life.
Lifetime probation.
Even though the definition, they are victims of trafficking and not criminals. 19 states did not defend child sex trafficking as a form of child abuse.
My dream was to play guitar and sing and make music. And next thing I know, I'm selling my body for money. They knew where my family lived. And if I ever snitched on them or turned them into the police, basically, they had a gun and knew how to use it.
We're going to watch one more. What time is it?
7:18.
Okay, we're going to watch one more video. I'm going to get y'all insight. I'm going to let y'all eat. Then we're going to come back. And we're going to do like this exercise. You know, this type of exercise for kids. Okay? And then we're going to do a little Okay.
But did the young lady in the white jacket, you have a question about
She,
pimp?
yeah, she wanted to ask something of her.
Go ahead. Come on, Kaya. Kaya. Is pimping the same thing as sex trafficking? It is to me.
In the same category. They're the same category.
Because prostitution now is trafficking, right?
Mm-hmm. And it wasn't always like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, back in the day, back in the day, you had a lot of women that go into prostitution as a profession, meaning that they voluntarily have done this, but over time, it has overlapped into what sex trafficking has become. So the two have eventually became interchangeable.
Can I say something to
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
Voluntarily, but they was coerced into it. A lot of them. They had that boyfriend that say, "Yeah, just go make a couple of dollars," and or they had that friend say, "Yeah, you can have what I got," and so a lot of them or drugs, stuff like that. So of course, if you had somebody that came to you and said, "Yeah, we can make this money," or you got this family member selling you at home and you don't know what to do about it, that's how people get into stuff like that. That's what I believe. Nobody just wakes up one day and says, "I want to be a trafficking victim," or "I want to be a prostitute."
Well, actually, they do.
Some of them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they do.
And what state is it legal to be for prostitution? Where is it legal?
I know.
Nevada. In
Nevada?
Nevada, it is legal to be a prostitute. They have brothels.
Okay.
Okay.
So some people, but I don't think everybody wake up one day and I just want to be this.
Right.
No.
And then going along with your question, pimps are used to so-called protect the prostitute. That's what they're used for. And remember I told you that the Sir Charles would get all the money, the young ladies, they would sell their bodies, they don't get anything, because the pimp get most of the money. He gets most of the money. And then you want, well, where's my money? Then he'll beat you up. So a pimp is not a good job to have. And guess what they call the women? Madams. Because there are women who are used to protect their prostitutes. They're called madams. So we got to be very careful. In Alabama, right now, a person who has been human trafficked is called a victim. The police officers, although she may get arrested, they're going to figure things out and label her as a victim because she is a victim in Alabama. And that was not always the case.
Can I tell them about when I was driving the cab? Mm-hmm. So I used to drive the cab, right? I used to drive the cab. And when you drive the cab, you see all kind of stuff, y'all. I'm talking all kind of stuff. But it was this one girl who I used to pick up. She was 16 years old. She was from Memphis. And she had came to Birmingham. So every day I picked this girl up. She had me to take her to the neighborhood Walmart to send the guy some money. So after like a few more times, I asked her, like, why you always sending him money? Because by then, me and her had gained a bond. She trusted me to talk to me. And she told me that he sent her here as a prostitute. She was 16 years old. This girl was selling her body to men here, sending this man $600, $700, $1,000 a day. She was sex trafficked.
And Alicia told me about it, but I couldn't get to her fast enough, and we couldn't find her.
We couldn't find her again.
So it was nothing
it was
that
like,
we could do because
she was moved. they moved her. They not gonna once they feel like somebody knows, you gotta go to the next spot. So by the time I told Jasmine, it was too late. I lost contact with her. And I wasn't really aware of sex trafficking as I am now. And I wish I would have been. That's why I'm grateful that Jasmine's doing what she's doing, because she's making more people aware of sex trafficking. I knew nothing about sex trafficking until I met Jasmine. Not even knowing that I'm driving a cab, picking up victims every day. Y'all listening to what I'm saying? It's real.
So when you jumping in and out those Ubers,
jumping in and out those Ubers,
people can get you that way too.
Cabs, half of them are the traffickers. So y'all gotta be real careful out here. So girl, listen.
I got you. You my friend, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You my friend? Mm-hmm. Okay. I know a guy, my boyfriend, he wanna hook you up with, but he just wanna take you, with us, and we can show you how we do everything, and we have fun, and we make a whole lot of money. But I just, you think you can go with me?
Yeah, cause I'm already struggling. I'm already
So
in
what
need.
you think you
I ain't got
need?
no money. I got a lot going on. So where you at?
So we can make some fast money. It ain't nothing to me.
Okay.
That's cool. You down? Hold on. Somebody give me a phone real quick. Yeah, I need to call my cousin.
I'm already going through.
Hey. Hey, I got this girl. She want to get on the team. She want to get on the team.
Hold on, what team?
Oh, you ain't with us. We'll get money team. You with it?
What we gotta do?
You say you need some money?
I thought he was looking
Hold
for a
on, cause she
girlfriend.
tripping. Hold on. Yeah. You gonna be his girlfriend, but we gonna get the money with our boyfriend.
Why we
Okay.
gotta be a team?
You don't want to get the money?
What I gotta do?
You gonna be his girlfriend. All we do is we just go in and out of places and we just hang around. And what I do is I just, he dropped me off at this location and I just show him my feet. Or I sit in the room and talk to him. Come on, it's gonna be all right. You can go with me. You can go with me.
I do need some money.
Yeah. She needs some money.
I do.
Yeah, come on.
Oh, y'all,
Okay.
this is not really a skit.
All right.
So
Come
you
on.
just my
Yeah. No, girl, don't worry about it. You my home girl, right? I thought you was my friend.
Okay, I trust you.
Okay, you trust me. Come on, let's
I
go.
trust.
Cause I don't even understand why you even acting like that. Why you even acting like that? Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. Okay, he outside. Come on, girl. We finna just hang out with them for the night. We'll be back.
Y'all, that wasn't real. That was actually a skit. But
I'm sorry, y'all.
but
Hey,
what you
how
just
y'all
saw happens every single day.
With my friend. She gone with my boyfriend now.
Wait, I thought you were going to. So you left her by herself? She don't know that.
She okay. They got her.
She don't know that.
She finna make some money. You wanna
lie?
Come on, go with me.
Oh, no,
I'm good. Come on, go with me. Come on, girl. You can make some money too. I can get you some Brazilian. I can get you some Brazilian. You know what Brazilian is? Girl, Indian raw hair, whatever.
Wait, but what
They're okay. You wanna make some money too? Okay, come on. This is my home girl. What you saying? Anybody else? What y'all? Girl, we at girls' night. I don't know what y'all talking about. What are y'all talking? Boys' night? Boys can go too. We just cool.
I think the rest of us agree.
Y'all good?
No problem.
Come on, girl. Don't worry about them. They haters. They just mad because they ain't making no money.
Where you wanna go? You wanna go too? I'm a look curious.
Hey, girl.
I'm a look curious. Let me talk to you.
Girl, what y'all doing?
It's fun. Oh
Come
yeah.
on, come on. We can make some money. Come on. I got you a stack. Come on. A stack. I got you a stack. I got you a stack. Come on. So this my friend. This my friend. You want to go? Come on. She said a stack. Let's go. Not trying to make that. You want to go too? Come on.
Y'all, this is not real. This is actually a skit, y'all. I'm trying to show y'all exactly how people actually become victims of human trafficking. It's not real, y'all.
Okay. Now, how many of my friends I just lured to a trafficker?
That's it. 3, 4, 5.
Hold on, let me go. You know what? Cause I think something wrong and what he doing to me ain't right. Where he go? I gotta call my mama. Mama!
You called the wrong
Mama! A trafficker came up to you. I don't know. Okay, Mom. Hello, 911. I'm sorry. You send the police, I think my boyfriend took my friend. Yeah. Yeah, he told me he wanted to make some money. Okay. All right, police on the way. Get up, police. So what crime are you reporting? Sir, listen, my boyfriend said he wanted to help me and my friend make some money. So I go to this place and I make some money. Oh! Y'all back! Oh my God!
By like 25K.
Oh my God! I ain't just always
That's we're not friends no more. You were rescuing us. That's it. I'm all right.
So
Angels arms and great
hand rescued us. See? I would never do that again. Whew. Yeah. What y'all got out of there?
Never trust.
Huh?
A lot of people I got a humorous. It's not enough.
No, you don't need. What you mean? Ain't that enough?
Carmel, do you think I was gullible?
Yes, very. Cause she kept on trying to convince you that's what it was.
I convinced her, and she was waiting on the rest of them in the car. Yes. Yeah. Anybody else got anything?
You really can't trust people nowadays. You don't know what people have going on and stuff.
Okay.
And the first time you say no, that should be the last time.
Okay.
You say no, you need.
Because she kept trying to give me, kept trying to.
Okay.
So once she said no, what should she have done or could she have done?
Could have walked the situation alone.
Yeah.
What did she do?
She kept promoting.
She kept promoting it.
Trying to.
And then she tried to give me, oh, I'm your friend. You don't trust me?
See? That's how it happened. Now we're going
Thank you, friend.
Part 2 will be back. Cut it off.
All right. We'll be back for part 2. Y'all stay tuned. Mm.